Boom! We are live, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the Life as a Chad YouTube channel. And I thank all of you for being here, wherever you may be. And of course, however you may be listening. Well, the Nick Fuentes and Jaden gang or Jaden McNeil drama continues. And I got to say, from my end, it is very entertaining. And, you know, from the very get go, I have said that I wanted to be fair in providing just my thoughts on it, my analysis of it. And the most recent information to come out is just more or less Nick Fuentes's take on all of this. And, you know, it did crystallize some things for me. I've told you guys in the previous two videos I did on this that I am not a groiper, but I am America first. I am definitely a paleocon. I have a tremendous amount of respect for Nick and what he has created, especially the cozy.tv thing. I think that is phenomenal. I mean, let's just think about that for one moment here before I show you guys a clip showing Nick's response here. But there are people, hell, Donald Trump has had a hard enough time creating a alternative platform to Twitter, to YouTube, whatever. He's had a hard enough time doing it. Many have tried and failed. Many have not even tried because they fucking can't do it. So I do have a tremendous amount of respect. And quite frankly, I find Nick to be a very entertaining, very charismatic fuck, and find a lot of his stuff to just be hilarious. Not in like a way, you're a weirdo, not that type of way, but in a legitimately entertaining manner. So here, let's get into this. I'm going to show you guys some clips here, and then I will react. So by the way, I get these clips from a channel called Free Speech Bro on YouTube. Great channel, good stuff. Like it a lot. And this is Nick going on the Tyler Russell show. Here we go.
So I do think that was perfect, but you know, if anybody's going to obliterate these liars and these scummy people, it's gonna be you. So, you know, if you're going off tomorrow, you're gonna fucking go off tomorrow, and it's gonna be awesome. And I can't wait. I'm pumped now.
We had a fucking Canadian guy on my Division I water polo team, and just hilarious, totally hilarious. Love the accent. Just great stuff.
Thanks, King. Yeah, no, I mean, that stream was just a troll, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, you know, everybody's like, well, you know what it is? It's like everybody is just literally trying to fuck with me.
Yeah.
And like they're and really, it's so.
Now, Jaden did say that he did predict that Nick would take it as everybody is just coming after him and kind of take it in a victim mindset. Now, in fairness, I mean, what else? How else can you take it? It's either that or you just don't address it at all. And I think that that's virtually impossible to do, considering how integral, at least from a perception standpoint and the face of America First, Jaden was to the whole thing. And therefore it needed to be addressed, and the other option couldn't be done. And you hear them talking about this later in the podcast, where they say, you know, where Nick basically says, I really thought about not addressing this at all, not even giving this the time of day. So I think it was the right choice to address this. Anyways, let's keep listening.
Sick. Like, all they want is to get a rise out of me. You know what I mean? Like, it's like they it's not even like, I'm so sick of hearing the self-righteous shit where people go like out of genuine humanitarian concern, people are like, this guy has to be stopped because he's so evil. And it's like,
I know that is pretty lame. That is pretty lame. Even if I was 100% on Jaden's side, I would not, on my high horse go, Nick must be stopped. He must be stopped immediately. That's kind of lame, man. That is pretty fucking lame.
you're a fucking hater. Like, you just want to bring me down. You just want to, get my goat and piss me off.
Yeah.
And so I did that stream as basically like,
get my goat.
Fuck you. Like, you're a fucking hater. Now you're going to watch me dance and rip up.
By the way, the stream, Nick did a couple of streams where he just listened to rap music. I thought it was, it was funny, but if you listen to the whole thing, I think you're lame. I don't, I think it was funny that Nick did it, but I also think that if you listened and watched him the whole time, that you're kind of lame too. He went on a stream, listened to rap music, didn't say any words. He had the music say the words for him. Total king move.
Money, because you're a fucking psychic vampire. You want to, like, people are gonna go at my life and attack my reputation just so that they could like see me like flustered and get on the show and be like, okay, here's what's really going on, so they could like rub their hands together and be like, oh, okay, we got him. We're in his head or something. And so I, you do a fun stream like that to just be like, hey, eat shit. But
and I, this is one thing. So that's pretty much it. I don't want to show. I might show a little bit more of what Nick said later on. But that's not really what this is about. Like I said, I want to just give my thoughts on it. I think that, and I said this in the other two videos I did, that if you watch the Kino Casino episode, it was borderline like some perverted thing. You have Kino Casino like coming in their pants asking, Jaden, what about the time Nick did this? Oh, no, he did. Oh, and it was weird. It was. And you can even tell that Jaden's like, damn, dude, these questions are being asked in such a weird way. And, he said that he didn't have any other means of addressing this. I think, quite frankly, I think he had many other means of addressing this on his own channel, on, I think he has a YouTube channel on, many other things. And, had he addressed it, if not a bunch of people watched it, they could have, Free Speech Bro or some other channel could have recorded it and put it on YouTube. So I think he had other means. He didn't have to go on Kino Casino. But the main point is Kino Casino was quite lame in their questions, and it got borderline perverted in how much happiness it gave them. So that's one thought. As far as the stuff that Nick or that Jaden said about Nick and the stuff that Simon said, I think it's important to note a couple things before getting into any of it. Number one, Jaden and Simon both have a history of leaving something else to go to something else. Okay. Simon left the alt-right to go to America First. And Jaden left Turning Point to go to America First. And of course, they see it as they gave up a ton in order to do this. Therefore, you should listen to their opinion. But it could also be seen as, well, you guys are not ride or die. You guys are not loyal. Your guys' opinions can be swayed in a moment. And I really think that it could be seen as that. Of course, Nick said regarding Simon that he was fired, that the guy did not work. He didn't work hard, certainly not as much as Simon wanted to portray on the Kino Casino show. and that the guy was lazy, that he was lazy. And, you know, again, Simon had done this before to the alt-right, okay? Got in deep, got in close, and then all of a sudden becomes the righteous proclaimer of all this hidden news. And it's like, if you were that good, why didn't you come out with this earlier? Because bad is still bad, regardless of where it is on the timeline. So that's important to note. I also think that, and I really wanted to address this point right here. Jaden brought up, so those arguments would be more in line with Nick. But I also think, you know, Jaden and Simon said that Nick wore a mask in New York and always wore a mask when he went outside. And of course, Nick is against the vaccine and you know, thinks anybody who gets the vaccine is lame. And I have always said that they, meaning Nick and Jaden and Simon, it's easy for them to tell us to not do it. Just like it's easy for politicians to tell us to do it, because their lives don't depend on it. It doesn't affect their livelihood, whereas for us, it does. You know, we have normal jobs, and for us, it does affect it. You know, we don't get on a computer and stream all day. You know, some of us have student loans or this or that. I mean, there's numerous different things, you know, years put into a profession. Okay. And I also tend to believe that if you are going to take a stand on something, if you are going to take a self-righteous stand on principle, then you better be willing to do whatever it takes to win. Because in the first place, if it's that bad, then you should want to see it not win at all costs. And furthermore, that's just a logical stance that if you're going to do something at the expense of something else, then you better win. And quite frankly, that's something that I have not seen from my fellow brethren on the right, is unity and standing together in the pushback against the vaccine. And so therefore it comes back to the fact, which is it's an individual choice. It's different for everybody. It's not the same for anyone. And you have to do what's best for you in a given situation. Of course, that's not me saying that if you truly think that it will kill you, that you should therefore take it and you know, suffer the consequences of the vax. But it's me saying that it's not as cut and dry as a lot of the people on the right try and make it seem. It really is not that cut and dry. Not all of us are streamers making fucking tip money, where it doesn't matter if we get the vax or not. So I thought that was kind of lame that Nick does indeed wear a mask. I think that's it's pussy shit. Quite frankly, it is, because not even I, in a super liberal state, wore the mask. Okay. So anyways, so that's one thing I wanted to address, that I feel vindicated with my stance on you have to do what's right with what's right for you, because ultimately Nick Fuentes does not have the same situation as you right now at home. He just does not. Now, moving on. And this is the crux of my response to the new information Nick has stated. And more or less, Nick has said that Jaden, that he tried to be a friend to Jaden, that he tried to help him out and make him a success. When Jaden says that, you know, he gave up a ton of shit in order to be a part of America First, Nick's response is, no, I told you not to be a part of America First. He says that in the stream, that he told Jaden to stay at Turning Point, to not be a part of America First, because if he did, it would change his life forever. And the main thing so that's the response to that argument. The main thing is that Nick looks at himself as a builder, a creator who has, put together these, these meetings, these America First things, and has created cozy.tv and a few other smaller things. And he thinks that Jaden or Simon have no idea what it's like to be that. And essentially, they're a bunch of bitches who whine a shit ton. And I got to say, I think there's a lot of truth to that. And I would lean more towards Nick in the fact that words are cheap. Words are cheap. And, actions speak so much louder. And it does say a lot to me, the stuff that Nick has created. Now, I would say that creating, AFPAC is not that big of a deal. If you have the audience and you have the money, really all you're doing is coordinating seating arrangements and location and time and all that stuff. That's not really that hard. But cozy is very fucking impressive. Very, 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 very impressive. It is. And I can sympathize with that. I really, really can. And so that's that. And the main thing. And so therefore he's saying that Jaden is not a builder, that he and Simon were people who just rode the coattails, which is probably true. And the main thing that they think is that even if you were done, aka Jaden, that they, meaning Nick and probably Tyler, would never go on the enemy's channel to shit talk the team you were just on. And I do think that says a lot. I really, really do. Even if everything Jaden says is true, I do think it says a lot to be willing to go on a channel who theoretically is the enemy of the movement you were a part of. I think that's weak. I really, really do. I think that is weak from Jaden. I don't think I would ever do that. Of course, it's easier said than done. And as I said, it was borderline pervasive on Kino Casino and how happy and excited they were getting from each and every question they got to ask Simon and Jaden, and how excited they got regarding the shit talk of Nick was like, I'm sure they squirted once or twice in their panties. I really, really do. And that was not a good look. It really, really was not. Now, my final closing thought on all of this, and this is probably going to be the last video that I have on this. And of course, Nick said that he would be coming out with a video, basically vindicating him with receipts and all that stuff. Well, there's one more thing to get to before I get to my final thought. The girlfriend thing with Jaden, okay? I also think that some of the stuff we heard, and you know what? I'm going to see if I can find it here. I'm going to see if I can find it.
That one, I said, you know what? Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. But the first time I said, listen, man, for your own good, I'm telling you, this is destructive behavior. You got to stop. I'm your real friend. This person doesn't have your back. This is just whatever. And, lo and behold, all this time later, at the snap of a finger, she sells him down the river. Now, don't get me wrong. I think what Jaden did was wrong.
And of course, who he's talking about is Ella Golding. Her voice, in my opinion, is terribly annoying. I would never in a million years be able to put up with that for longer than a day. But there's a reason that she is an ethot. I mean, anyways, Jaden was in on Ella Golding.
But I also think that when somebody's at their low point, you'd like give up all this info. I don't think what she did was right. I asked her for it and she gave it to me, but I don't think what she did was right. How fucked up is that? You know, you have this intimate experience with this guy and then you kind of like blow him up. I mean, don't get me wrong. I appreciate that she did it. It helps me, but I don't think that was right.
Yeah, Ellie Goulding be yelling at all of us about conservatism, this and that. Yet, you know, let's be honest here. You know, she's probably out there running the streets, running the sheets. I mean, let's be on the streets. Let's be honest here. I've said in previous videos, if you think that any attractive woman has had less than 20 partners before marriage, you're crazy. It's just not the case. It's not the case. 20 minimum, 20 plus minimum.
Right. but it just goes to show, it's like, I mean, then again, it was the right thing because I'm in the right. So you know what? I guess it was actually the right thing to do because
yeah, man,
I'm in the right.
So anyways, he also goes on to tell a story about how Jaden with his girlfriend, they drove from Florida back to Chicago, and there was a storm, and you know the road trip was just terrible. It was awful, and all Jaden could think about was getting back to his girlfriend. And as soon as they got back to Chicago, as soon as they got back to the house, Jaden immediately left after that long ass road trip to go to the girlfriend's house and spend a week plus with her. So here are my final thoughts here on both of them. Okay. I think Jaden, you know, a lot of what Nick says does look true. You know, he talked about the darkness in the apartment and you know, the non-lamps, and a lot of Jaden's videos are pretty fucking dark. You know, I think that is likely. I think it's likely that Jaden probably was a slob, and probably was lazy, and probably was a simp. Okay. I think all of those things were likely. I don't like that Nick was wearing the mask. I think that is hugely, hugely hypocritical. And I think that needs to be addressed. I do, because if you're going to tell people that they should not get the vaccine at the expense of their jobs, but yet you wear the mask, I think that needs to be addressed. Do I think that Nick is probably different than he is in real life, and is probably a somewhat you know, narcissistic type guy? Yes, absolutely. I mean, it takes a certain confidence in oneself to to make Cozy, to go on stream and day after day after day, and it takes a certain confidence to do that. Do I think he is probably an asshole? Yeah, of course he probably is. He probably is. But I also think that Nick has talent that Jaden does not. And he has a work ethic that Jaden does not. And he has built some cool shit that most people will never dream of having the confidence to step out and do. There's some small details that need to be addressed, such as the viewers of cozy.tv, even if they're slightly lower than what is presented, it's still amazing that cozy.tv was created. And as Nick said, it is a fringe thing. You know, for them to have as many eyeballs as they do as a fringe thing is incredible. It really is. The mask thing needs to be addressed. And I also think the allegation that Nick doesn't really go to church, that he wakes up hella late, and he is not as in reality accurate towards the faith as he portrays on the TV. I think that needs, or TV on the TV, on the screen, that needs to be addressed as well, because that is a foundational aspect of America First, which is the faith. And you know, I don't think that's great if he's not going to church. So that I think that those are the main things that need to be addressed. Is Jaden a pussy? Is Jaden lazy? Is he a sloth? Yes, he probably is. Is Nick an asshole, narcissistic type guy? Yes, he probably is. But overall, I think I would not have done what Jaden did, especially not on a super perverted stream like he went on. And you know, on Nick's end, you know, again, I think he is a very talented guy. And you know, maybe he could be a little bit easier and understanding of Jaden. But you know, by and large, this is just a falling out between two bros. It's too bad. But this shit happens. Of course, a girl is involved. They always are. They always are. Because you know, men out here do not be living on their purpose, and that's something I have major respect about Nick. He lives his purpose. He does. And you know, he doesn't allow the shenanigans to get in his way. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. I might make another video about this soon, but I think I've already talked about this too much already. Thank you guys so much for watching. The channel is absolutely exploding. You guys are the fucking best. So keep tuning in. We're going to keep this rolling. And be sure to hit that subscribe button because, well, subscribing makes you feel good. At the very least, like, comment, share. You know the drill. I'll see you douches later. DBAP, don't be a pussy willow. And facts are feelings because your feelings don't matter. Love y'all. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.